we know that the Eternals could be setting up a potential character being introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And he is Namor. So Namor is pretty much the Marvel's version of Aquaman, right? He's Atlantean. He's born there. He's raised there. He's one of the first mutants. And the big character with this, everybody's been trying to see how he's going to get introduced, right? Because this is a character that everybody wants in. He's very powerful. He's been on the side of good. He's been on the side of evil. He very much is his own ruler. He does his own agenda. Previously, we've heard rumors of him being introduced in Black Panther 2, right? Like two kings fighting, going to war. Now they're starting rumors to circulate that the Eternals could touch upon this. And the way they could do this is called the Great Cataclysm. Now, what that is how Atlantis first falls, right? Mm-hmm. So, what the rumors kind of saying is that, coronavirus. Yeah.
Social distancing.
Social distancing. You gotta stay away. So, with the Great Cataclysm, what we're gonna see in the Eternals, well, the rumor is that we're gonna see the fall of Atlantis falling into the ocean. We might not see Namor, but we're gonna see the origin of Atlantis throughout this, because we know the Eternals movie is going to take place the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even actually you should say before everything, and going to take us on that journey. So I mean that would make sense to me that we get that little Easter egg there, and then we see him fully fleshed out in another movie. What are you thinking about this?
Yeah, I can't wait to see Namor, because I think Namor brings such a different dynamic than almost any other Marvel character. Mm-hmm. Besides the fact that he has little angel wings on his ankles.
Overrated. A lot of people hate on them. I like the angel wings.
I love the ankle wings, man. They're so unique. He's got like natural Hermes boots, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like Namor as a character alone is so different. He's such a douche.
He's arrogant, I think is the correct way to say that.
Arrogant, yes, arrogant douche. Where like he is so strong, he is so cocky. Like if Doctor Strange, the beginning of Doctor Strange was like times 15. And he's like Rob said, he's like a powerful mutant. He's been around in comics since before the Fantastic Four, back when the Human Torch was a solo book in like the 30s, and he was the villain, and they did the fire and water thing.
Yeah, he was like one of the first comic book characters, right?
He was like the first Marvel comic book villain, technically. Mm-hmm. So like I would love to see Namor. I'm a huge Namor fan. I've seen a lot of pictures online with like Jason Momoa with just his haircut, like really short to be Namor. But yeah, no, I think you're on the right track. I think with this Eternals movie, right, we're talking about cosmic beings where, they've been on Earth for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years.
Yeah, thousands.
Even if it's a montage flashback of kind of like the old world falling and Atlantis is a part of that. And, you have the volcanic, explosions around the world, whatever they're doing. I think it'd be cool to see maybe in the beginning of the movie, the fall of Atlantis, and they kind of focus on it a little bit in that montage where it's like falling down and crumbling underwater. And then maybe the after credit scene is like Namor just sitting there with a staff underwater, just angry as hell. And like the water's starting to boil around him, and then it cuts.
Yeah.
Like how badass. And
I would like that.
His eyes are just glowing in the deep of the water.
And you're like, steam underwater.
Yeah. And you're like, who is that? And then it closes up and you see him just sitting there like white knuckle gripping his like trident
on his throne, sitting there.
Oh, yeah. That'd be amazing. And again, I think the MCU now, right? We're in a world where they got to prove to us, even though they've proven to us they could basically do whatever, but they've got to prove to us they could do it without the Caps, the Iron Mans,
they could do it again, essentially, right? They could do it again.
So if you throw in Namor as, even if, you don't want to take away from what they're trying to do with Eternals, right? You know, almost like Guardians of the Galaxy, where they just focus on Guardians, huge hit. Now Guardians is a household name. If you focus on Eternals and hopefully duplicate that in a different way, but maybe have Namor cameo as one of the after credit scenes, or you have Atlantis fall, to kind of open that bridge of like, how are they going to do this? Are they going to make him a villain? Is he going to be an anti-hero? Is he going to be a hero? Like, I think that would be something really cool with something we haven't seen before, and also maybe backdoor the Fantastic Four as well.
So what I think we're going to see, I don't think we're going to get the after credit scene as much as I want that after credit scene. I think them doing this little Easter egg is just a perfect setup for Marvel for whenever they do want to introduce Namor. Because they don't have to introduce Namor within this first phase.
Sure.
Right? They could take their time with Namor. They could have that same after credit scene that Kris is talking about at the end of like the Fantastic Four movie, right? They could like slow burn this very well and develop this whole like land versus sea, like all the problems are going to be localized now on Earth, right? That's why I feel like you're going to have this space team, like Thor and Asgardians and all of them are going to deal with their own threat up there that doesn't necessarily cross over to Earth, and Earth is going to have to deal with their own stuff, which is going to be Namor, and then Namor eventually is going to have to change his mind, I think. So yeah. I think we're just going to get that little scene, and then they're going to hold on to this and just be like, hey, remember when we did that? Go back and watch the Eternals movie to see that scene, because we know you're going to love Namor way more than some of the other characters we're going to introduce. That's what I'm thinking.
Is there a movie for you that you would maybe like, you know, obviously we're talking based on, this is full rumors, by the way.
Yes, of course.
But is there a movie for you in the MCU that's going to be coming out either, you know, Phase 5 or beyond that you would rather see him cameo in or basically be an assisting character in?
Oh, what would I mean, I want him introduced after Fantastic Four, so that's so hard to even think of what movie I want him to be in.
See, I'm the opposite. I want before Fantastic Four.
See, as much as I like that idea, like, and I love the idea of like him squaring off against Black Panther, I think would be such a great power dynamic in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I really like that would be my go-to, right? If it's before Fantastic Four, I want it to be in Black Panther. I want them to face off against each other. You know, Wakanda versus Atlantis to show that Earth has different superpowers than just the United States, Europe, and everything else that we have here. Like the world as they know it is not what it really is. Mm-hmm. So I would be really cool for that. I would love that. But personally, I would like it after Fantastic Four. I feel like we don't necessarily need to use him right now. I think we could hold off. Maybe that's being selfish and greedy.
I mean, hey, it's your opinion, and honestly, this is like we don't really know anyway, and we're going to get what we get anyway. But I think for me, I would love to see him in kind of a subtle role of Black Panther 2.
Okay.
Because, again, when you have title characters, right, like, I think Ragnarok did it really well where you had Hulk in it, but it was still a Thor movie. You had Valkyrie, you had all these characters.
But that was more of a buddy cop. Like, the Hulk was a big part of it, right? It was like a Hulk and Thor movie. It wasn't just a... Like, but
it didn't take away the story that Thor had in it of kind of, you know, redemption and a new kind of phase in his life and, you know, his father dying and all this other stuff. Like, I don't know if I necessarily want Namor in that capacity of Black Panther 2.
Okay.
But I think it'd be interesting, kind of like the political faction. Not like boring, like, you know, trade regulations in like Star Wars Episode 1, but like, if you take like, you know, whatever threat is that's facing T'Challa, and he has to go to a source that he knows he doesn't want to go to, and that's Atlantis. And T'Challa, because it's Wakanda, they are the only people on Earth who knows Atlantis exists.
I like that theory. I'm
one of the secrets. And then maybe Namor's like, no, I'll never help the surface. Like, he's just bitter and angry. And it's like, I'll never help the surface world. I'll never do this, blah, blah, blah. And then
why waste my time? They're not worth it. Why are you even helping them, right? Like,
yeah. And it's like they're destroying your own resources and they don't even know what you do for the planet and they treat you like, you know, secondhand stepchild kind of thing. And, you know, Namor ends up helping at the end and he's like even angrier about it. Like, I was never going to do this. Like, why would I do this? And it kind of just continuously like makes his personality worse and worse until it explodes. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. So you can kind of like your coup de grace, your climax is not only Black Panther, but you get to see Namor in action.
I think
and then you kind of hold them off maybe till Fantastic Four.
I like that. Like, I think Namor is going to take on the role that Loki took, right? He's going to be that villain, but like, you know, he's not all malice. Like, there's some good in him. He's going to be working with you when things get really big, but he wants his own personal agenda to happen. We're going to see him a couple times in the movies. That's why I wanted it after Fantastic Four, because I wanted to see that character arc afterwards. I don't want them to repeat it at the beginning of like their new saga, just like they did with Loki. I was like, all right, now it's a new character, start over. I don't want them to have that negative connotation of a cop-out to them.
What if they just did like the Atlantis shot without Namor being shown?
Yeah, I don't think Namor should be shown in Eternals. I think you just do Atlantis. You just do that, you drop that little Easter egg, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, and I like that too. And I also, for like my last point, would hope that they do it differently than Aquaman in the sense of, Aquaman's the king of Atlantis in DC, and he has this kind of court. I kind of like Namor being,
like a dictator.
Like yes and no. Like if you take Aquaman and Namor, right? Aquaman would be the lighter, happier, aka like the Superman type, and Namor would be more of the Batman type of the coin. So I think with Aquaman and utilizing his resources and utilizing and being the half human makes it more interesting because you're telling a story of acceptance. You're telling a story of honestly race. But with Namor, it's almost like, the Slytherins in Harry Potter. Like, no, we are purebloods. We are this, and I am the strongest. I don't need your help. So I think Namor being almost a loner Atlantean, where it's like, you can see Atlantis, but we don't need, like, the armies and stuff. Like, Namor's like, no, I'm so strong, I can take care of this myself. That would be really cool.
I like that. So, guys, that is our review of the Eternals rumor that Namor is coming back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let us know down in the comments below what your theories are of how Namor could be brought up. Or in the Eternals, what Easter eggs are we going to get? You think we're going to see Atlantis? You think we're going to see some other things begin creation? Let me know. Yes, we got to see something.